Ava. Oh, that is good. You guys doing up the pay? You paid? Yes. Waiting to say you're a student. Doing the pay?
We're doing it live. Yeah, he's taking money. Check one, two. Check one, check two. Hey, hey. Check one, two. Check one, check two. Hello out there and welcome. You're watching the UNO ACHA Mavericks channel on YouTube. It is a lovely late summer's day outside, but we're spending it inside Liberty First Credit Union Arena at the crossroads of 72nd and Q Streets just outside of Omaha, Nebraska in Ralston. Pleased to be with you today alongside Caden McDermott and Chase Mann, our producers. I'm Nate Obrecht, here for another year of Omaha ACHA hockey. Coach Hara Hill enters his third season at the helm of this fledgling group, who is starting a new era today as they welcome in 16 newcomers to the squad. We'll let you know all about them and their opponents, the Pioneers of Wisconsin-Platteville. The Pioneers having their starting lineup read. We'll read that one to you as well. Starting at the left wing will be Sam Vanderhoven. Centering the top line for Wisconsin-Platteville will be Andre Tugas. And on the right wing will be Jaden Pacone. On defense will be Caden Erickson and his line mate Boston Damon. In net for the Pioneers will be junior goaltender Zan Weller. As Omaha getting set to start their 7th season of ACHA hockey. They own an all-time record of 38, 47 losses, and 7 losses in overtime. We'll get to know more about the Mavericks right after we get the national anthem as sung by David Olson. Another epic rendition of our nation's Star-Spangled Banner as sung by public address announcer David Olson, and that means we are just moments away from the start of another Mavericks hockey season. Getting the nod in net for Omaha will be the sophomore goaltender Cameron Moore. Moore last season appeared in 16 games, making 14 starts as a freshman and recording 5 wins on the season. He posted the team lead in goals against average at 3.96 goals against in 2024-25. He's ready for his second season in net for Omaha. Out in front of him on defense, starting for the Mavericks today, is Charlie Lowndes. Lowndes at left defense, the freshman out of Omaha. He'll be paired up with Zach Farnsworth. Up on the wing, the sophomore by way of Maryville Division I ACHA, Tyler Shermer. His line centered. And as we're reading you the line chart, we already have a goal. It's our first one of the season, and it's netted in by Tyler Shermer. His first goal in black and crimson, the sophomore out of Kearney, Nebraska, Shermer gets the Mavericks on the board first in the young season. That goal coming just 14 seconds in. We weren't even able to tell you. Shermer transferred out of Maryville in 21-22. He did not play hockey for the next 3 seasons. This is his first season of play since the end of the 2022 year. And he's got his first goal just 14 seconds in. What a clip. As the puck out at neutral zone, Zach Farnsworth takes it and dumps it in. On the left wing, first to it is Braden Kraut, his first ice time as a Maverick. He gives it to the point. It's a shot on from Lowndes, and it's saved there by Zan Weller. Weller, an excellent game in net, despite the score line in his second start of the season against Dordt on Friday. As Wyatt Wagner, his first look for the Mavs, plays it down low to Charlie Shea, the sophomore forward, fourth all-time in goals, tied with Chase Mann. It's a tip shot from Hadfield, goes wide left. Down below the zone, picking it up is Andre Tugas, the point leader for the Pioneers. He sends it up the far side wall where it's played by Vander Hoven. He's pinned up against the wall to a side collide. Now Hunsaker, the captain for the third straight season, comes out with it. Out to the point, making a move with it is Wyatt Wagner. Wagner dances down, tries to find Shea. It's through his skates into the near side corner. Picked up there by the Pioneers and cleared into the penalty box bench. That'll stay into the zone for an offensive zone draw for Omaha. (18-14) into the first, and already the Mavericks are up 1-0. In on the draw is another freshman for Omaha, James Shea. He goes by Jimmy, and he wins the draw there to Sebastian Cassiopo. Cassiopo down low to another new look Mav. That's Logan Hadfield. Hadfield back to Cassiopo. Errant pass. It's loose in the slot. Shot in by Shea, and a blocker saved by Weller. Cassiopo now shrugs off a hit, leaving the puck there for Hadfield. Hadfield can't control it. Battling there with a Pioneer, and they are able to clear their zone. It's going all the way down, and as it crosses the red line, icing called on the Pioneers, and another offensive zone faceoff for the Mavericks. The Mavericks matched their season best total in wins last season, going 15, 13, and 2 over the course of 30 games. A few big pieces of that team are now gone, including the number one goal scorer in ACHA Mavericks history in Logan Mercier, and the best goalie we've had to date in Kyle Wernley. Tons of new members have joined the ranks this season, 16 to be exact, and are looking to etch their names as the next best thing in ACHA Mavericks hockey. Rocco DeSpirito down in his own zone gives it to his partner Mason Beth. Beth clears the zone, looking for Cassiopo. The pass too far for his outstretched stick. Owen Johnson sends it off the glass. Omaha quickly sends it back down in. Picked up and played there by Owen Frito. Frito recorded an assist in the Pioneers' season opening loss to Northern Illinois. That game back on September 5th as a puck goes the length of the ice, and icing called on the Mavericks with 16:55 to go in period one. Check that. It's an offside. And play will start from the faceoff dot in the neutral zone, directly in front of the UWP bench. Omaha wins the draw and controls. Farnsworth across the center ice red line and into the zone. Tries to make a move around one man, regains the puck, centers it, and waiting for it was Shermer. Couldn't get a stick on it. Fitch dumps it down into the far corner. Shermer does battle with it there, winning the puck away from two Pioneers and onto the stick blade of Fitch. Fitch can't control it. Dug out from his skates by the Pioneers. Picking it up there. Playing it on ahead is Vilbaum. Vilbaum can't clear the zone as Farnsworth, great keep at the line. Pass down low to Shermer. He tried to dance around his man and frees up the puck behind the net, and UWP will take it up the near wall. Out with it skates Kazmarowski. He gets some help from his center iceman, Eli Roscom, and UWP dumps it in and goes for a change. The Mavericks back the other way. Errant pass from Lowndes looking for Charlie Shea on the left wing. It'll in turn go for icing. The puck out in front of Cameron Moore. Moore still waiting to make his first save of the season. He made a career-high 49 saves in the loss to Air Force on Valentine's Day a year ago. Shot in from Tugas. That's blocked away by the shin pad of Lowndes. And out with it come the Mavs. Up the left wing side. Center ice pass, and it's in. Ryan Hedquist gets his first goal in the Crimson and Black. As that top line, Hedquist, Fitch, and Shermer have already combined for 2 goals in the first period. Hedquist, an interesting story coming out of Sioux City. He suffered an injury in the semifinal game of the league playoffs as a sophomore back in 2023. Took a bad hit in the crease, went down wrong. He finished the game, but afterwards was rushed to the hospital where he learned that 50% of his lung had collapsed. He had to be admitted to the hospital. He stayed in there, rehabbed, and another goal goes in. This one off the stick blade of Charlie Shea as the second Carneyite gets on the board here in the first. The goals coming just 32 seconds apart as Shea nets his first of the season at 4:55 of the first and now moves into standalone 4th place in all-time goals as a Maverick. Shea now up to 14 goals in a season and 1 game with Omaha. UWP controlling off the draw. Puck played down low below the red line. Omaha pressuring there. Beth wins the puck back briefly. It's picked back up by Wendt for the Pioneers. He dumps it around the back wall. Played back down low by Landau. Good intercept from Shea. Played on ahead, but picked off a Hadfield stick. Shea rushes it into the offensive zone. It's loose. Picked up by the Pioneers. Sent out to center ice. Despirito nearly brought that one in offside, but retreats to neutral zone. Here comes Farnsworth from the right wing. Skates below the zone. Looks out front. No one was home. Diving in was Cassiopo, but he couldn't connect. And it's out to neutral zone again. In with it. Newman by way of Lowndes. Shot from Espenson. And it's wide. Back of the cage. Puck on top of the net. Epperson freed it up. But play was blown dead. Excuse me. I said Espenson. I've been watching too much Dort hockey, as that was Epperson, the freshman out of Kearney, Nebraska. Meanwhile, Gary King has called his first penalty of the game, and it just happens to be on Omaha. At 6:09 of the first, the Mavs are going to get their first penalty kill of the season, and UWP back on the man advantage, where they have not been exceptional to start the season. Newman getting the call for roughing as Omaha clears the zone on their first PK of 2025. Platteville just 1 for 4 on the power play to start the year. They allowed 2 shorthanded goals over the weekend to Dort, 1 in each game, and both on their first power play chances of each game, as Lowndes nearly made it 3-3. Back the other way comes Vanderhoven. Dumped it back behind his net, crunched up against the wall by Lowndes. Puck freed right in front of the net, and Moore does a good job to pounce on it and freeze play with an even 13 minutes to go in the first. 3-0 our score. A goal just 14 seconds into the season from Tyler Shermer. The second one coming from his left wing, Ryan Hedquist. And then 32 seconds later, Charlie Shea made good on the third. Newman in the box for another minute and 9 seconds as we get a draw in the defensive zone of Omaha and a quick clearance right off of it. Great play by Noah Dirkschneider. As forcing the puck free of the stick of Erickson. And now sending it all the way down once more. 40 seconds remain on the Pioneers' first power play. They take it from their own zone. It's Landau. Bad pass. Grabbed by Wyatt Wagner. Left wing corner back out to the point. Farnsworth sends it to center ice. Dirkschneider doesn't collect yet. Now finds Hunsaker up the near wall. Back to Dirkschneider, and he sends it all the way down. 200 feet away from the Mavericks' end, and UWP will have time for just one more rush with 9 seconds remaining. And they're retreating into their own zone. Great penalty kill pressure from Sebastian Cassioppo as he chases the puck back behind the zone. And the Mavericks are back to full strength. 1 for 1 on the PK this season. UWP down to 1 for 5 on power play chances in their 6 games. And icing will bring the puck back into the offensive zone for Omaha. Shea lined up against Wendt. That's James Shea, the freshman out of Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Puck played out by Mason Young. Picked right back up by Jimmy Shea and into the zone. Dances around one man. Still on the puck is Shea. Shot in from the top of the circles and an easy save for Weller as he covers up. Zan Weller played 6 of the Pioneers' 15 games a season ago and won 3 of the 5 total contests they took. He stopped 74 saves in the Pioneers' loss to Dort on Friday night. Had the night off Saturday, of course, but back in the cage today. Playing it on up ahead are the Pioneers. Here's Dutch with a shot in right to the chest of Moore. Takes a snow shower in response as he holds for the whistle. Getting sprayed right in that freshly painted mask. It was designed last year by Moore along with Marcus Paulson of MVP Airbrush in Minneapolis, Minnesota. It is quite the look. He says he falls in love with it more and more every time the sophomore goaltender sees it. We do have some clerical information to update you with on Cameron Moore. Last year we told you that he was a native of Kansas City. However, that was not true. Upon further review, Moore was born in St. Catharines, Ontario, and raised just across the Detroit River from the Motor City in a town called Windsor, Ontario. Omaha on the power play for the first time, and a shot in from Hunsaker. Played down low to Shermer. Shermer out front, trying to find the blade of Shea, James Shea. Couldn't get it to him, and now Carson Fitch takes it at the point. To Hunsaker. Looked to go across for Farnsworth, but it banks off the wall, and Omaha will regroup. Fitch to Farnsworth. Farnsworth in on the attack to Fitch. Hunsaker and now back again. Fitch from the top of the circle. Cross ice to Farnsworth. Looking to center it to Shermer. Great play there from Jace Lasko, getting a knee down to block it and clearing the zone. Omaha goes for a change exactly halfway through its first power play. Fitch starts up with it. Brushed off the puck on a hit from Landau. Hedquist starts up with it, circling behind the cage of Moore. Now he's across the red line with speed. One of the fastest players on the team leaves it for Wagner. The shot hits Hedquist and the rebound goes in. Braden Kraut, the freshman out of Hastings, Minnesota, pounces on the loose puck in the slot and puts the Mavericks up by a 4 spot just over halfway into the first. So it's Kraut with the power play goal at 10:09 of the first. As the Pioneers start with it again. Great stick from Newman. Omaha clears the zone and starts up with it. Omaha in their own end start up with it again. Beth all the way up to Bradley, who was waiting at the blue line. Now he's into the zone along the hash marks. Lifted and played out. Great defense there from Corbin Dutch. Newman bounces one off the boards. Dutch screams it back off the glass and out into center ice. DeSpirito is backing up, but pressuring that puck is Joe Ross. Ross in all alone, crashes into Moore as he could not get a shot off. Moore and Ross got well acquainted in their days in the Midwest High School Hockey League. Ross played for the Dubuque Saints, and Moore, a Kansas City Jet. As the net gets reset behind Cam Moore, he'll take his crease, and Shermer set to take the draw for the Mavericks. Already one goal for the sophomore. Got his ACHA debut with Maryville back in 2022. And now playing in Omaha, just 2 hours and 45 minutes up Interstate 80 from his hometown of Kearney, Nebraska. Hedquist on the puck. Looking, shooting, glove save made by Kaminsky. As we have a goaltender substitution after the fifth goal, as Kaminsky in for Weller. Both have seen now over 70 shots in the span of, well, just over 60 minutes each. As I thought that was a glove save. We're still getting warmed up here in 25. That was a goal. And not just any goal, the second goal of the game from Ryan Hedquist. 11:31 of the first, and they're coming too fast to count them, folks. It's 5-0. Shermer leaves it for Hedquist. 2 goals already. 2 goals, 1 period for Ryan Hedquist, and hungry for more. Hedquist looks at a pass, aiming for Fitch's stick, hits off the skate blade of Kaminsky and goes up into the netting. A whistle for a puck out of play with 8:07 to go in a lopsided first period. Platteville wins the draw, down 5-0 as Lasco clears his own zone. Played off the puck by Kraut. On it are the Mavericks. Lowndes up to Kraut. Off of his stick and onto that of Frito. Misses it once more. Looking for Shea are the Mavericks. And Landau gets on that for the Pioneers, clearing it all the way into Omaha's zone. Wyatt Wagner along the red line. Gets it up to Kraut. Loses it for a moment. Wagner picks it up, crashing into the offensive zone on the forecheck. Now behind the red line. The two sides dig for it there. Coming out with it is Tugas for the Pioneers. Sent up ahead to Ross. Ross couldn't collect it. Lowndes picks it up. It narrowly missed the right pad of Cam Moore as Farnsworth skates it in. Shot from Farnsworth, and it's a goal. Oh, my. 6-0. This looks like a team in Wisconsin Platteville that has played that is on its third game of the season and has already suffered 2 defeats by way of 6-0 on Friday night and 8-1 on Saturday night. They look spent. There's nothing left in the tank. And Omaha, ready as ever, primed for their debut. Just a dominant first period, first 14 minutes for the Mavs. Beth keeps it in for a moment, decides to regroup. Giving it there to Rocco DeSpirito. Intercept. Here comes Hadfield. Oh, poke checked off of his stick by Wendt. Went back the other way. Landau sent him to the Mavericks bench as he sends one on net. Moore makes the easy save. Picking it up is Wendt. His stick lifted. Omaha gains possession. Hadfield sends one sky high up to the neutral zone where James Shea collects. Keeps it along the boards. Off of his stick to Mason Young down below the zone. He sends it up to Owen Johnson. Johnson to Payson Landau. Landau across to Wendt. A save made by Moore. Stick save there. He plays it to the near corner. Picked up by Johnson. Johnson sends a shot wide left. Another one on. And that one also wide. A third shot, and Moore touched it. I don't think it was heading in. Now to the corner. Out in the slot. A save and a rebound chance. Not picked up by Tugas. He'll collect in the corner. What a stop by Moore, and now he sees one all the way from the point, making the easy glove save. And we'll hold on with 5:42 to go in the first. Shots are 11-8 in favor of the Mavericks. Moore stopped all 8 shots. None really tested him much. That rebound chance was about as good of a look as Platteville's had so far. And the face-off to his left. The pass from the Mavs rings off the post, and a dangerous play cleared by Beth. Now the Pioneers on it in their own zone. To center ice. Great chip pass. It's on the stick of Andre Tugas. Tugas, the one-man show. Down into the corner. Played off of it by Dirk Schneider. Out to the point. Winding up Erickson. Instead passes back down low to Tugas. Checked once more by Dirk Schneider, and he's going to get called for this one. And Omaha skates to the box, their second penalty of the game. First on Dirk Schneider. And the call is somehow interference. At 15:05 of the first, though it looked like Tugas was in possession of the puck, Dirk Schneider is going to go off for 2 minutes for interference. Platteville to their second power play of the game. They're 0 for 1, now 1 for 5 on the year. A 20% clip for the Pioneers as they have the puck behind the net of Alex Kaminsky, the second goaltender for Platteville. Puck played up into the offensive zone. Great check there from Farnsworth. Frees it up. On it is Lowndes. Tried to get it to Shea. Poke checked up at his stick. Cassiopo able to bounce it back out there. Shea, 1-on-2 against the Pioneer defense. Backhands one across the ice and will chase it in the corner. Dances around a hit from Joe Ross, who sends it up to Boston Damon. Damon had the only goal of the weekend in Sioux Center for the Pioneers. He scored in the second period on a 5-on-3 power play against DU on Saturday. Omaha, great clearance. There's Caden Erickson. Takes the puck up. Erickson left it there for Damon. He tried to get it in the zone. Farnsworth grabs it and sends it out. 38 seconds left on the penalty to Dirk Schneider. Frito starts up with it, looking for a pass intercepted by Beth, and he clears it on net. Kaminsky sends it to the left wing corner. The Pioneers switch the ice and take it up the near side. The pace of this game has just screeched down on this power play, as picking it up and taking it into the zone is Erickson. Erickson from a wide angle takes a shot, that one back off the side of the cage. No save for Moore. Erickson with another shot, that one off the pipe as the net dislodged from its mooring. And as the net's dislodged, Dirk Schneider dislodged from the penalty box. And we're back to full force 5. The Mavericks 2 for 2 on the penalty kill this season. Net back on track, and the face-off to the right of Cameron Moore. Won by the Pioneers. From the point, Johnson sends a shot wide left. Picking it up is Lucas Epperson. Epperson clears the zone, right back on it, and right back in the zone, says Sam Vanderhoven. Hunsaker on it for the Mavericks. Stops at the red line, dances around a Pioneer, and now will wait. Setting up the breakout. Easton Newman reverse hit as he clears the puck out to center ice. Dumped quickly back in by Johnson. Hunsaker to Cassiopo along the near side wall. Check that, it's Epperson. Lucas Epperson giving it to Easton Newman along the near boards. Hunsaker dances around the corner, sends it along the wall, all the way around for Barrett Bradley at the far point. Bradley poked off of his stick, and it's grabbed by Dirk Schneider, who will try to settle it back down and regroup. Newman to Dirk Schneider, Omaha in its own zone with under 2 minutes to play in the first. They get it to center ice, where it's picked up by Owen Frito. Stick lift on Hunsaker, who had stolen the puck from him, but Omaha gains possession in the offensive zone for a moment. Payson Landau back the other way for the Pioneers. Makes a move around one man. Couldn't get it by Farnsworth, and Omaha gains possession. To the right wing. Newman loses it to Landau. Grabbed by Hunsaker. He'll play it to Farnsworth. Farnsworth, head fake, loses the puck. Pass out in front, a shot on a rebound chance, and 2 great saves by Cameron Moore. Back the other way comes Omaha on the counterattack. That's interference. And actually, as the Mavericks are breaking up the ice, Easton Newman sent to the box. His second penalty of the game at 18:45 of the first. And what a shame, because that was looking like a really promising rush for the Mavericks. As Newman off for slashing, and the Pioneers back to the power play. 3 Platteville Pioneers collide with Shermer along the boards. Shermer still is able to win the puck out to Lowndes, and Lowndes in turn clears all the way down. Under a minute to go in the first. Omaha 6, Platteville nothing. Picking it up is Joe Russ, leaving it there for Lasko. Lasko can't find his man, and the puck to center ice. Picked up by Dutch. Dutch sends it in. Moore sends it around. Great stick play from the Mavericks sophomore goaltender. Pass intended for Shermer as he was vacating the zone was intercepted. Hedquist, great pressure to clear the puck. Down to 15 seconds left in the opening frame. Wisconsin Platteville from its own end and trailing by a lot dumped the puck in as DeSpirito gains it, sending it out once more. And that will just about do it for period number 1. Kaminsky leaves it behind his net, and we leave 45 seconds on the board for a power play for Platteville when they come back for the second period. Meanwhile, the Mavericks have skated to a 6-0 lead after just one period. And we'll be back with you for the second right after this. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to the UNO ACHA Mavericks Network on YouTube. Or my headset. Back with you from period number 2 from Liberty First Credit Union Arena in Ralston. Hello again, everybody, alongside Caden McDermott, Chase Mann, Blake Glazer, Austin Tessier, Jason Obrecht. I'm Nate Obrecht, and we're here with you for period number 2. The first period was all Omaha as they skated out to a 1-0 lead just 14 seconds into the frame on the first goal in his ACHA career from the sophomore Tyler Shermer. They would go on to score 5 more en route to a 6-0 lead, which they hold as a shot in from Tugas, saved by Moore, puck out to the point. 6-0 UNO, and now back to full strength as Easton Newman out of the box. He had 45 seconds of carryover time to deal with in the first period after taking a tripping penalty, a minute and 15 seconds remaining in. Shot, rebound, and 2 great saves from Kaminsky on the freshman Hedquist, looking for his third. Hand pass as King blows play dead, and the puck forced outside of the zone. Hand pass called on the Mavericks. Oh, excuse me. The puck will stay in the offensive zone for the draw for Omaha as the hand pass called against the Pioneers. And in his first year, head coach Dave Swaychars says that's legal in the defensive zone. Shot in from the top of the circle from Crowded, saved by Kaminsky. The Pioneers pick the puck up behind their own end. Great play from the Mavs. That's Wagner intercepting along the far wall. Now taking an elbow to the head as freeing the puck up to center ice for Platteville to dump in. Collecting there is the third-year captain, Troy Hunsaker. No man has spent more time wearing the C on his shirt than Troy the Wonder Boy from Bellevue, Nebraska. Puck down low. Wyatt Wagner, the freshman, played for the Omaha Junior Lancers on the rink right behind us here at Liberty First a season ago. He's either second or third. Harrahill wasn't exactly sure on the all-time OJL point leaders. Wagner, an excellent 4-year career with the Junior Lancers, won a Division II Chipotle National Tournament with Harrahill and OJL back in 2021. Omaha from its own end. Captain Hunsaker up ahead. Left there for Cassiopo by way of Hatfield. Snap shot and a glove save by Kaminsky. It's Kaminsky's 14th save of the game. Kaminsky is now 0-2. He started on Saturday against the Pioneers, made a career-high 61 saves as he faced a walloping 69 shots from the defenders on a night ago. Now a shot out front from Cassiopo, and that one saved again by Kaminsky, his 15th. A lot more work to do to get back up to 61 as Omaha helping him. Hadfield to Cassiopo. Back to Hadfield, top of the circle. Shot saved right into the trapper of Alex Kaminsky, and he hangs on. Kaminsky, the sophomore from DeForest, Wisconsin, and like so many of these Pioneers, in fact, 18 of them all hail from the cheese state, the great state of Wisconsin. Shot in from the point as Cassiopo dumps it in for a change. Out to center ice, Beth loses it along the Rotellas logo. Great stick lift to keep it in. Easton Newman to Hadfield looking for James Shea. Played out by Ross for the Pioneers. DeSpirito collects it as Ross chases after him. DeSpirito up ahead to Newman. He can't control it, but slows it down enough for Barrett Bradley, who catches it all the way in the far corner. Bradley loses it out to the point. Charlie Lowndes picks it up. Lowndes from the hash mark circles down even lower from below the zone, sends it out to the slot, intercepted off of a shin pad and onto the stick of Eli Roscom. Roscom clears the zone. Omaha quickly back in and on net, sending that one off his right pad, and to the stick blade of his defense was Kaminsky. Farnsworth dumps it back down with 16 minutes to play in the second period. No goals here after 6 came off the Maverick sticks in the first. Newman with a shot. Save made. Rebound chance off the pipe. Picked up by the Pioneers and sent up the near wall. Kept in along the boards by Lowndes. To Epperson, who fires wide left. A rebound chance from Newman, and it's in! 7-0 Omaha as Easton Newman collects his first of the year. Four minutes and 16 seconds into the second. Easton Newman collects his first goal of the year off a pass and rebound shot from Lucas Epperson, the freshman out of Kearney, Nebraska, and Minden High School. Omaha right back on the attack, and a delayed penalty on the Pioneers. They'll touch up and skate off. Check that, as this one will be against one of the newest Mavericks, Carson Fitch. Fitch already 2 assists tonight and now gets 2 penalty minutes to go along with it. The call is roughing on Fitch at 4:28 of the second. Omaha 2 for 2 on the kill in the first. They'll get their first opportunity to defend one against the Pioneers in the second. UWP wins the draw, but Omaha controls in the zone. Offensive zone draws for the defending team on a faceoff are extremely rare. Schumer fires one from the knee. Rebound chance off the crossbar and goes up high. Almost a second of the game and a shorty to boot for Tyler Shermer, as he sent one shot on net and a second one screaming off the red pipe behind Alex Kaminsky. Back out for another offensive zone draw. Hedquist fires one off the faceoff. It goes wide left as Hunsaker collects, playing it to Shermer. Back to Hunsaker, looking for Shermer again on the one-timer, and it's in! What a goal! And for the third straight game, the Pioneers have given up a shorty, but none have been as beautiful as that one right there. What a perfect give and go. What a play from the sophomore and newcomer Shermer, giving it to Hunsaker, the captain and veteran. Hunsaker right back to him, and Shermer was waiting, had it on a tee, and burned Kaminsky. No chance for the sophomore to catch that one. And that one at 4 minutes and 58 seconds. Shermer gets his second of the game. It is the first shorthanded goal by the Mavericks in 2 seasons. They did not record a shorty in the 24-25 campaign, but already, just a game in, Shermer has Omaha up with a man down. And now another Kearneyite, Shea, comes in, shoots high. It goes off the shoulder of Kaminsky and hits somewhere up on that ductwork, clear up above the scoreline. It'll stay in the offensive zone for the Mavericks with 14:23 to go in the second. 52 seconds remaining on the penalty to Carson Fitch for tripping. Shea in on the draw. It goes back to Farnsworth, but a 2-on-0 breakaway for UWP. In with it. A shot and a great save by Moore, shutting down Joe Ross, who tried to go 5-hole on the sophomore, and he said no. Shea back the other way, sends one on net. Kaminsky makes the save, and it goes out to center ice. Farnsworth spins off his man, takes it up the near wall, glances one off the glass, and Omaha gets a line change. 20 seconds remain on Fitch's penalty. UWP 0 for 2 on the power play thus far, as Ross taken down. Great play from Despirito defensively, and Beth skates it back up. 10 seconds remain on the UWP power play. Beth across, shot, and a blocker save by Kaminsky. It's still loose. Hadfield was waiting for it there. Shea had the initial chance. That was James Shea. Hadfield was primed for a goal. The net was yawning at him, but it was also off the goal line. So we'll get a whistle and a stoppage with 2 seconds left on the penalty to number 2, Carson Fitch. And it will not be a power play for the next 2 seconds. It will be 4-on-4 as a penalty given to Platteville's Jaden Piccone, and immediately the Mavericks make good on it. That's Hadfield. He gets his first of the season. Freshman, Benson, Minnesota native. Came to the Mavericks by way of the Steele County Blades, a USPHL premier team. Prior to that, he played for the Morris Benson area Storm in the Minnesota State League. And he gets his first one for the Mavericks at 6:32 and on the power play. Back in is Vanderhoven. Omaha back in. It's James Shea, already an assist tonight on the latest goal from Hadfield. He loses it. It's Cassiopo sending it out. Shea couldn't collect. Out with it, skates Tugas. 5 points in 4 games for Tugas as he badgers Hunsaker below the red line. Hunsaker shrugs off a stick, gets it to Cassiopo, and out to James Shea. Here's Jimmy across the blue line. To the backhand he goes, looking, trying to find Epperson, who delivers a huge hit and frees the puck up to Dirk Schneider, who sends one in from the point. Intercepted, and out with it come the Pioneers. Head of steam comes Young. Blocker saved by Moore. Rebound still there, and it's cleared aside by Lowndes. Bradley grabs, and it's controlled behind the net by Dirk Schneider. Hunsaker slows up play on the near wall. Behind the net once more to Dirk Schneider. Banks it off the glass, and it's out to Epperson. Epperson up to Newman. 3-on-2 developing for the Mavs. Newman hit as he enters the zone. Down low to Barrett Bradley. Bradley to Newman and back out to Dirk Schneider. Shot in, tipped, and it's off the post. Picking it up and clearing all the way down are the Pioneers. Icing waved off as Moore and Hunsaker attempted to retrieve it. That one would have been icing, but Fitch first to it. Has a man in front. Looks to get it there. Puck just slides off the toe of his stick, and it's picked up by Ross into the zone on the backhand, looking to the front. Great defenses. 3 men there home for Omaha, and Hunsaker the one getting his stick in the passing lane. 3-on-2 again for Omaha. Back the other way. Bradley with a shot. Save made. Partially blocked out in front. Again on the attack. Bradley across. Fitch couldn't send it home, and it's out to the left wing. High up above the defense. The Pioneers send it into the zone. It's Dutch. Dutch circles around, looking to get it to Ross. Ross can't play it down low. Now he finally does get it down. Looking for Wendt. It kicks off a stanchion and takes a bounce to the near wall. Ryan Hedquist picking up the puck. 2 goals and an assist. Hungry for a third in his ACHA debut. Hedquist makes a move around one man. On the backhand. Looks to the front. Tried to find Fitch, and it's picked off. Here come the Pioneers. Great stick from Despirito. Stops that one in its tracks at center ice. And Omaha will regroup in its own end. Mason Beth up ahead in his own zone, and now to Fitch, who crosses the blue line and he's in. Falls on his own accord and dumps the puck down low. Picked up by Lasko. Pressured off the puck by Farnsworth. Shermer on the attack for Omaha. Loses it there. Might have hit his own man. As Erickson stepped out of the hit on that one, and Shermer went headstrong right into Fitch. The puck sent back down. In the defensive zone, the Pioneers have it. Lasko sends it out, looking to get it to Tugas. Lowndes lifts the stick and sends one airborne into the offensive zone. Caddy corner it goes to the left wing. The Pioneers quickly send it back out. Farnsworth dances around one man with a nice tomahawk move. Can't get it around a second as UWP takes it. If only for a moment as Farnsworth back on. Intercept by UWP. Back to the Mavericks as Lowndes starts the rush up. This game has been halted in the neutral zone. Lowndes steamrolls his man and gets the puck to Fitch. Fitch battling forward in the neutral zone, loses it to Lasko. Lasko to the far side. Gets it to Piccone, who does battle with two Mavericks, winning the puck back to his defense. And Lasko starts the rush out once more, lifting it up to Tugas, and he'll take it into the offensive zone, trying to shrug off Lowndes. Great stick work and defensive work from the freshman Charlie Lowndes. Spent last year with the East Coast Wizards as the puck to the point. Shot save off the blade of Erickson into the pads of Cameron Moore, who hangs on for a whistle with 8:31. Shots 30-16 in favor of UNO as Cameron Moore makes his 16th save of the game. Five-a-side out, defensive draw won by Omaha. Here comes Charlie Shea, already a goal, has Wagner with him, gets it to him. Wagner shoots and scores. What a great design play. Shea and Wagner 2-on-1. Now Shea a goal and an assist in the season opener, and Wyatt Wagner gets on the board. His first goal with the Mavs. Not his first at Liberty First Credit Union Arena. As the former junior Lancer racked up the points on the community sheet behind us. Now hoping to do the same for the Mavs. He's already got one in his cap in game one. The goal at 18:41, Wagner from Shea. As Platteville dumps it back in. Omaha picks it up. The most recent goal scorer of 10 for Omaha, Wyatt Wagner, takes the puck into the offensive zone. Back across, Shea for Wagner. Wagner plays it to the point for Hunsaker. Troy Hunsaker dances around a couple of guys, now moves in, shoots. Blocked off the stick of Caden Erickson and up into the netting behind Kaminsky. And both sides will go for a whistle and a change. The Pioneers skating to the bench of Dave Smachars, the first-year head coach out of Chicago, Illinois. Omaha takes the puck in its own end as Cassiopo kicks one ahead. That's Hadfield. Dumps it into the zone where Young grabs it. Up the far wall, it's Dutch. Hadfield intercepts and plays it up to James Shea. Shea in 1-on-2 against the defense. Can't get a shot off. Played to Epperson. That's Cassiopo in the corner. Loses it, and it's out. Dutch couldn't clear the zone. And a shot from a weird angle is going to go in off the pad of Kaminsky, but off the stick of Barrett Bradley. He had to skate behind the net to make sure it really did go through. But a bank shot and a pool shot from Barrett Bradley makes it 11-0. That's 13-10 into the second, and Barrett Bradley gives the Mavericks their 11th goal in just over half of the game. As Olsen on the announcement, that's Rocco DeSpirito's second assist of the game. As the Pioneers back on the attack, shot, save made from the new goaltender, Easton Mesher, the freshman out of Sioux Falls, played for the Sioux Falls Flyers along with his teammate James Shea a season ago and the past 3 seasons. Mesher made 246 saves lifetime as a shot in from Newman goes high above Kaminsky. Harry Hill warned us that the 2 goalies will be split pretty much evenly as Tugas takes a shot. That one nearly batted out of midair from Vilbaum, but didn't test Mesher. Mesher plays that one behind his own net. He was pressured by 2 Pioneers, but still gets the puck free. Epperson on up to Newman. Newman, another high shot. Rings along the left wing wall, and the 2 sides crunch. Platteville skating from left to right. Omaha from right to left in the second. Puck caught up in the skates of a linesman as Charlie Lowndes digs for it. Picking it up is Hedquist. Ahead to Fitch. Looking for Shermer, who also has 2 goals in this game along with Hedquist. Shermer holds, tried to find Hedquist from Gretzky's office. Intercepted off of his stick by Owen Johnson and played out. Lowndes retrieves the puck at neutral and plays back in the Mavericks defensive zone. Off the boards to Ryan Hedquist. 2-on-2 come the 2 goal scorers, and he sends a shot on, saved off the pad. Another sharp-angled one from the corner by Hunsaker goes wide right, and Platteville able to get it cleared. Landall dumps it in. Fitch first to retrieve it for the Mavs. Here comes the freshman from Sioux City, Iowa. Carson Fitch has Shermer with him. Sends it over, and a great glove save from Alex Kaminsky, stopping Shermer on what would have been a great way to cap off a hat trick in a first ACHA Division III game. They'll stay out there. The line of Shermer, Hedquist, and Fitch combining for 4 goals in this 11-0 contest. Hedquist shoots, blocker save, Kaminsky up into the netting, and we'll do it again with 4:11 to go in the second. They'll switch sides. Hedquist still on the draw. Wins it right to Fitch. Fitch sends one on. A slow shot. May have ricocheted a couple of times off some skates, but no trouble for Kaminsky, who pounces on it in our third whistle in under 10 seconds. One back to Fitch. Shot again. Finally, this one's cleared out of the zone by Boston Damon, but another offensive zone faceoff upcoming on the icing. Omaha wearing their white jerseys with Omaha spelled out diagonally across the chest. Crimson and black stripes on the sleeves, waist, and socks, the same color as Terrence Bud Crawford's trunks last night. As now the 3-time undisputed champion of the world, Bud Crawford, pound for pound, one of the best boxers of our generation. Of course, getting a huge win over Canelo Alvarez by unanimous decision to take the super middleweight title a night ago on Netflix. He is the pride of Omaha, and that's why we're giving him some of this airtime in an 11-0 contest with 3:20 left in the second. Fitch sends one high off the glass, kept in by Farnsworth. Down to a knee are the Pioneers, but they can't win back possession. Shermer looking for Hedquist. Couldn't find him. Puck sent out by the Pioneers. It dribbles slowly, stopping before it reaches the goal line. No icing. Here comes Farnsworth on the backhand to Lowndes. Tried to clear, couldn't get it, tried again, and must have because called offside on the play is Corbin Dutch. Fans getting their first look at the 25-26 Mavericks. Just 11 returners on the team from a year ago. They've got 16 newcomers this year and only 2 seniors. That's Troy Hunsaker and the newcomer Naovean, and Camden Fories and Sebastian Cassiopo, the only 2 sophomores or juniors on the squad. Excuse me. Shot in from Farnsworth, a freshman, and that's saved by Kaminsky. Shea on it, another sophomore for the Mavs. One of 11 sophomores and one of 9 returning sophomores, as the Mavericks added 2 key sophomore elements in Tyler Shermer from Maryville. And not playing today, Austin Tessier out of Airdrie, Alberta, Canada, and the Midland Warriors. The other Midland transfer was Naovean. He's a senior goaltender, and we'll get to see our first look at him on Friday night, as Harry Hill has already announced him the starter in the Miami, Ohio game to kick off the Omaha Showdown. Of course, the Omaha Showdown is brought to you by Capper Hockey Services. It's one of 4 tournaments that Capper is putting on this season, one of 3 that include Division III schools, as this will be the inaugural year for the Omaha Showdown and will include NCHC affiliated schools that also have an ACHA Division III squad: Miami, Ohio, the Redhawks; Western Michigan, the Broncos, who won the NCHC Division I last year; and Arizona State, the Sun Devils, whose program started out as club hockey, but now has come full circle. On the rush, with about a minute left, is Charlie Shea. Shea makes a move and a stop by Kaminsky, as he might have poked the puck off of Shea's stick. Below the goal line, it's Wyatt Wagner. Wagner played off the puck, and the Pioneers clear. Icing waved off. The clock will run, as we are now under a minute. Despirito with 2 assists in this one, gets it to Beth and back again. It's out to Cassiopo. Cassiopo to Shea. James Shea tried to send one across for Hadfield, but 2 defenders' sticks that were in the way for Platteville, and they'll clear it to center. Hunsaker loses the puck, and here come the Pioneers on a possible 3-on-2 chance. Great poke check from Hadfield. Clears it up, and here comes Omaha once more. 20 seconds left as James Shea carries it into the offensive zone, makes a move around a man, and the whistles blow. Crashing into Kaminsky was a Maverick, and we'll get to find out who that is the guilty party skating to the penalty box. Tripping the call on Logan Hadfield. This one coming all the way at 19:43 of the second period. And will send the Mavericks on their 4th penalty kill of the contest. They have had just 1 power play, 1 for 1 on that front. They netted a shorthanded goal the last time on the PK. And we'll see what they can do this time as Fitch brings Shea free. That's Charlie Shea. But with just a second left, he'll be content to circle the zone, take a whack for it, and the Mavericks will skate off with an 11-0 lead. 20 minutes left from Liberty First Credit Union Arena. When we return, you're listening to the UNO ACHA Mavericks on YouTube. And welcome back for one last time to Liberty First Credit Union Arena in Ralston. Nate Obrecht here with you. It is an 11-0 game. Omaha leading Wisconsin Platteville, as it's been a flurry of goals from 14 seconds in and on. Omaha closing in on a team record for most goals scored in a game, as a puck parried aside by the third netminder of the game for Platteville. That's Carter Went. Carter Went, and you may remember the last name as the brother of Ashton Went. Carter, a freshman, coming out of McFarland, Wisconsin, and the McFarland Spartans in the Wisconsin Interscholastic Athletic Association, the WIAA. That's a shot directed wide right. Out with it comes Wagner. Wagner shoots wide left. He tracks his own rebound behind the cage. Wagner 1-on-4 as Omaha still on the penalty kill for another 40 seconds. That's carryover time for Logan Hadfield, who took a penalty back at the end of the second. Puck sent sky high, nearly grazing the light fixtures that hang from the roof of Liberty First Credit Union Arena. And bringing that one back in, but offside were the Mavs. Face off right in front of us in the neutral zone. On a Pepsi logo at Liberty First. Arena opened back in 2012, the 13th year of hockey here at LFCUA. It was the original site of Lakeview Golf Course, but the city took it over and redesigned the lot into a two-rink, 3,500-seat arena with 250 spots open in the community seats on the south side. Calling this place home for the past 13 seasons have been the Omaha Lancers of the United States Hockey League. Through 3 preseason games and one last night, the Lancers are 0-2-1. They lost back-to-back games to the Lincoln Stars Friday night and Saturday night in overtime. Omaha takes it into the zone. Platteville back out with a great hit along the boards from Charlie Lowndes. Cassiopo finds Farnsworth. Farnsworth, the defenseman, skating up as a forward now, sending it low to James Shea. Shea below the goal line. Looking across, waiting for a wound-up Cassiopo. He couldn't send it home. Lowndes screams one back up ahead in the neutral zone. Here's Farnsworth picking up the loose puck and carrying it in. Farnsworth holds, looks, shoots off the shin pad of Gray. And now being held down along the bottom of the circle is James Shea. That will be Owen Frito skating off for the second power play of the game for the Mavericks. This one coming at 3:46 of the third period as Frito off to the boxes. First penalty of the game, 4th of the campaign. On the power play is Shermer. Sends it in front for Fitch. Wide shot. Back out to the point for DeSpirito. Spirito looks down to Fitch. Fitch shooting wide and high. Collected by Beth in the corner. Beth circles to the top of the zone. Giving it there to Shermer. Out in front, and it's Hadquist. putting it in, but the net off. No goal, still 11-0. Still 55 seconds and ticking away on the Mavericks power play as we are into run time in the third period. 11-0. Omaha is controlled from the word go. Shot glances off the glove of Wentz and rings off of the glass. Picking it up in his own end is Piccone on the penalty kill. Collecting it there and sending it out is Owen Johnson. It'll go all the way down where Mesher kicks it out, giving it to Beth, who leaves it. Pass picked off. Shot from Young. That one right into the shin pads of the freshman Ryan Hedquist. DeSpirito starts with it to Beth. Too far for the outstretched stick of Shermer. Fitch gathers, takes out an official. Picked off by Piccone, and the puck lost as the Pioneers tried to enter the zone. They did successfully kill the penalty. Omaha now 1 for 2 on the year as Hedquist starts in with it to Shermer. The two both have 2 goals tonight. Shermer's pass to Fitch. He couldn't hang on to it, and it's out to center for Dirk Schneider. He'll retreat into his defensive zone. Dirk Schneider to Hunsaker, to Dirk Schneider, and now to Shermer. Shermer up the right wing from left to right, sending it on net. It's out in front. Tried to pounce on it. Did not get a cover. Shermer falling to the ice, gets a pass off to Hedquist. Hedquist tries to go back to him. It's intercepted by Johnson. Great keep at the line for a moment by Dirk Schneider, but brushed off of his stick by Landahl. Landahl sends one on net and an easy glove save from the freshman from Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Mesher made a career-high 44 saves in a 5-4 overtime win against the Aberdeen Cougars in the state tournament as a senior, last season in the state tournament. He made 46 saves on that day. He has his first as a Maverick today with that glove save. Now 7 minutes into the third period. Pass from one zone all the way to the other as Omaha grabs it. Bradley in. Shot, save. Rebound out. Shot in from Lowndes, and that one goes wide. Farnsworth from the point. Another one on. Rebound loose. Newman on it. Looks back to the top of the zone. Farnsworth across to Lowndes. Lowndes barely keeps that one in. It deflects off of a defender in front and goes above the net. Great pressure there from Barrett Bradley behind the zone. It's given to Newman, and he nets his second goal of the game. Easton Newman makes it 12-0 Mavericks, and they are now a goal away from matching a program record for margin of victory. If the score would hold right now, it would be the second largest margin of victory after a 15-2 beatdown of Wheaton College back in the 2021-22 season when the Mavericks played just 11 games and won only 4 of them. Newman and Bradley connect again, and it's 12-0. And for Barrett Bradley, who had 3 goals and 3 assists a year ago, already a goal and an assist in just 1 game so far this season. And not even through it. He's got a chance for more with the final half of the third period. Beth finds the puck in his skates and gives it to Wagner. Wyatt Wagner, the Bellevue native, loses the puck, and Joe Ross starts up with it. Picked off of his stick by Charlie Shea. Shea tries to shoot on the backhand. It's blocked away by Frito. Wagner back on it. Tried to send it around. It's intercepted by Dutch. Gets it to Lasko. Up to Dutch again. And a whistle stops play. Offside were the Mavericks. Beth tried to bring that one back in. And everybody stops as we are. 10 minutes into the third. 10 minutes remaining in the third. And the clock winding. 12-0 Omaha. Newman 2 goals. Shermer 2 goals. Hedquist 2 goals. Charlie Shea with 1. Dirk Schneider with 1. Wagner has 1. Barrett Bradley has 1. And I hope that gets us to 12. As Beth keeps it in along the blue line. Picked up by Landau. Pressured by James Shea. Shea right in front of the net. Out to Cassiopoulos. Shot. And that one saved by Wendt. Wendt grieving a little bit in the crease there after making the save. Playing it up for his teammates. Way to keep it light there. Can be hard to do in a 12-0 contest. Pass out in front. Cassiopo with it. Shoots. And it's a save by Wendt. Cassiopo to James Shea. Shea looked to the point. The pass, he didn't get all of it on it. Or enough of it, I should say. It's Piccone. Intercepts and takes it the other way. Stood up as he entered the zone by Dirk Schneider. Ross. Now to Vanderhoeven, and he puts it in. Well, there goes the shutout. As at the 11-minute and 39-second mark of the third period, Sam Vanderhoeven, the person responsible for bringing his head coach to Wisconsin-Platteville, gets his team on the board and prevents the would-be shutout. Shot from Espenson from the high slot, gloved as it was on its way wide right of Wendt. He'll hang on for a whistle. As Vanderhoeven gets his second goal of the season. No goals against Dort, obviously, the only one being scored by Boston Damon in that series. As now into standalone second on the Pioneers with 3 points, including an assist on the season. Platteville dumps that one all the way down, and it'll go for an icing as we approach the 7-minute mark of the final period. 12-1 Omaha. They have scored 12 goals in a game one other time. It was against Drake, and it happened on November 11th of 2022. They narrowly won that game. It was a 12-8 decision, and I think they left the goalies at home as Newman sends a shot in. That one snapped down by Wendt. What a trapper the guy's got on him. As actually in the second period, that was Wendt who shut down Shermer on the one-time chance. I believe I originally stated it was Kaminsky. Kaminsky relieved by Wendt late in the second period after the 9th Maverick goal. The Pioneers get it in the corner. They send it directly up and out over the glass. It touches nothing. That's not a penalty in college hockey. It is in the NHL. It will prevent the Pioneers from getting a line change. Omaha ditches theirs. Barrett Bradley in on the draw. Face-off won by the Pioneers. Frito rings it towards the near wall. Played by Young. Up ahead to Landau, and he sends one screaming wide left of Mesher. Brushed right through the crease. Mesher adjusting his goalpost as Farnsworth takes it back out of the defensive zone. Now into the offensive zone. Stops, curls along the hash marks. Spins again and sends it down low where Easton Newman is waiting. Off the shin pad of a Pioneer. And here comes Platteville the other way. Dutch nearly played off the puck of the line. Great effort to keep on it and sends a shot towards Mesher. Save made from the freshman. Out with it the other way comes Bradley. Bradley shoots. Loose there for Newman. And the puck blown dead, but really it was behind the goal line. Referees can't see it. The linesman can't tell where it's at. They're told to blow the whistle. Into the final 5 minutes and counting down. Puck out of play. It just barely scraped the backside of the glass. And we'll have another offensive zone face-off. The Omaha Showdown, again brought to you by Capper Hockey Services, has come out with a fantastic design of a logo for this. I hope we get it on a hat or a shirt or can buy the merch somewhere. As a shot from Wagner. Rebound chance from Beff and a diving, sprawling chance. Turned aside from Wendt. Shea sends one towards the crease, goes right through it without contacting anybody. Beff across the line to Shea, who dumps it down to Wagner. Wagner behind the back to himself. Cuts towards the middle along the top of the circle. To Despirito at the point. Back to Wagner. Really wanted that puck. Dances around one man. Sends it towards the net. Chipped wide by Shea. What a play there by the two linesmates. As Despirito sends one in. That one blocked by Gray, and it looks like it hurts. Gray drops his stick and will hunker down as he skates to the bench. Kraut behind the cage. Loses it for a moment. Gains possession and sends it to the point for Despirito. Tipped shot on by Wagner and wide. Picked up by the Pioneers. Looking for a pass out, but it was tipped back in by Charlie Shea. Wagner first to it. Dances around a man, getting it to Kraut. Kraut back to Wagner. They're taking it from stick blade to stick blade. Narrow passes here in a tight window, but it's cleared out. Here comes Vilbaum. Played off the puck by 3 Mavericks right at the blue line, and Wagner back in. Wagner, toe drag around a man. On the backhand, turns to forehand, at the top of the circle, across the zone, and couldn't find who he was looking for. It was Dirk Schneider, the defenseman, who had leaked all the way down into the slot. But a great defensive stop by the Pioneers kept that one from becoming a real chance. Hunsaker loses it. Vilbaum behind the net. Backhanded out to the point where it's picked up by Owen Johnson. Johnson, shot blocked as he wound up for a slap shot that Sebastian Cassiopo just stood in the way of. Rebound off of that blocked shot goes all the way down. Hadfield retrieves it, sends it out to the point for James Shea. Shea on the top of the circle, sends it down low, giving it back to Cassiopo. Shot in, save made. Aiming for the 5-hole was Cassiopo. Rebound chance. That one hit a man in front. It was Hadfield. He had the stick knocked out of his hand. As the puck to the point, Dirk Schneider does keep it in. Sending it down low where James Shea can collect it. Shea below the red line, looking for a pass. Gives it out to the point. It's Hunsaker. Hunsaker back to Shea. The two switch places as at the point it's Shea. Dirk Schneider drops down low and sends it right into the glove of Carter Wendt. Shots in the game, 53-19 in favor of Omaha as Wendt makes his fourth stop. Wendt makes his 14th stop in just over a period. Omaha sends a dump into the near corner. The Pioneers collect it and clear to center ice. Beth to Lucas Epperson, trying to find Easton Newman. Couldn't get there. Back out. Beth keeps it in. Pioneers were collapsing down on him, but he found Barrett Bradley. Bradley shrugs off one man, waiting for Newman. Newman holds, dances, looks, shoots, and he has a hat trick. That'll just about do it for our contest here as the clock running under 10 seconds. And Easton Newman with the exclamation point on a 13-1 victory. As at 19:40, Newman gets the final goal, gets the first hat trick from a Mav in the 25-26 season, and gives the Mavericks the second most goals scored in a game with 13, passing the 12 set on November 11th of 2022 against Drake. For combined goals, this scoreline ties with two other contests, the latest being the MSU Moorhead game 2 seasons ago. The Mavericks won that one by a score of 8-6, the same total scoreline of this 13-1 contest between Omaha and Wisconsin Platteville. That'll do it for our broadcast today. Omaha moves to 1-0-0 as they get their first win in their first game. The Pioneers fall to 0-4-1 and have dropped the first 5 games of their season after starting out 0-4 last year. We'll be back with you on Friday as the Mavericks get set to open the Omaha Showdown against Miami of Ohio. We'll see you 7:30 on Friday night at Baxter Arena. For Caden McDermott, Chase Mann, Larry Mercier Sr., I'm Nate Obrecht saying thank you for tuning in to the UNO ACHA Mavericks Network on YouTube. Have a great day, and as always, go Mavs.